Hello everybody, Daily Query here, and this year starts off with a bang. GalaxyClan attacked the camp at the start of the Greenleaf, and I'll tell you now, a lot of cats died. This was me running my own mass extinction event, so basically I threw names on a wheel and those are the cats who died in the ambush. With so many deaths, I'm not drawing them all on their own page, so let's jump right into things. Badgerstar's patrol attacked at Moon High. The unsuspecting camp was easy prey for the bloodthirsty invaders. Yarrowstar was the main target, and Badgerstar took pleasure in ripping away each and every one of his lives. Minnow Clover tried to save her leader, but was shocked when Stump Freckle turned on and killed her. Ant was desperately trying to defend Jessica Shade, but the two were overpowered by Hawk Flare and Pike Fleck. McChicken Bramble was defending the nursery and fought hard, but died to her wounds shortly after the battle. Fluffy Paw ran to get help from TangleClan, and Oregano gave the apprentice enough time to get away, but was struck down by Lavender Dust. TangleClan's former deputy turned traitor. Brookhowl fought hard, but was overwhelmed and taken down, while Mocha Crawl was targeted by Badgerstar and dealt a slow and painful death. Wormfall tried to save her, but was dragged away by Stump Freckle and killed. Roachback fought alongside Smarty Pants, but was heavily wounded and didn't make it after the battle, while Rushheart and Seed Daisy were overwhelmed and killed. It was then that a Tangled Clan patrol arrived and saved the rest of MarshClan. Stump Freckle fled with the invaders, vanished, but Needlepaw stayed behind, watching her mother go with a shadowed gaze. And unfortunately, we have one more death. Not long after getting his warrior name, Slumber Nettle was attacked and killed by a wolverine while out on patrol, marking the last death of this brutal year. So that was a lot, and it's wild that the wheel got both the leader and deputy. I even rolled for if Yarrowstar would lose all of his lives, and that he did. So the leaderless clan looked to another for hope, and you won't believe who they chose. At the start of the year, Flounderpaw received a vision. The ocean was dried up by a scorching sun, exposing a vibrant coral reef that stretched beyond the horizon. After the massacre, leaderless and lost, he told the clan about this vision and how StarClan must mean for Reefheart to lead them. They accepted this, and though terrified and wanting nothing to do with such responsibility, Reefheart accepted the decision. After recovering from the battle, she headed to the Sky Spire to receive her 9 lives from StarClan. Streakleaf granted her a life for strength. Brookhowl gave her life for acceptance. Roachback won for confidence. Mocha Crawl a life for sympathy. Wormfall for determination. Tall Spots a life for courage. Rushheart won for farsightedness. Seed Daisy a life for clear judgment. And finally Yarrowstar with a life for knowing when to fight and when to choose peace. With that, Reefheart was hailed as Reef Star, leader of MarshClan. Chosen as her deputy was Tony Pelt, who still grieves the loss of McChicken Bramble and Seed Daisy. She's been very protective of her remaining kit, and quite aggressive towards DoomClan, though Reefstar knows they aren't strong enough to fight them yet, and curbs her fury as best she can. Sedgetuft has been doing her best, with the support of Popash. The death of Slumber Nettle hit them both hard, and only made a bad year worse, and Sedgetuft is glad to have Popash here to help keep her struggling clanmates together. Her apprentice, now Flounder Spots, has had an interesting end to the year. He brought home 5 newborn kittens and refused to elaborate, but with everything that happened, new kits is seen as better than worse. He regrets not telling anyone sooner about his vision, but he never thought it would be pointing to an attack on the camp, and so much death. He especially never expected his mother's betrayal and is furious with her actions, disowning her completely and turning his back on her. Malin as well has been quite busy trying to smooth over the clan after what happened. He hasn't been here long, but he's doing what he can as a mediator, and he knows there's no mediating DoomClan with Badgerstar in charge. One good thing that came of this year was Gibby and Sedgetuft actually becoming mates. Yes, our lonely boy has finally found love, and after the devastation of this Greenleaf, they're glad to have one another. They grew closer over the time spent training their new apprentices, Greenpaw and Fluffypaw respectively, and now that they've become warriors, both have been doing their best to keep spirits high and the clan moving forward. Next up is Talonblaze and her apprentice, Lupinepaw. With the death of her mother and sister, Talonblaze has been having a rough time. Thankfully, Lupinepaw is still able to make her mentor smile, and she can't wait to be a warrior. Mostly to get some revenge for her fallen clanmates. Lupinepaw has been very confrontational at the DoomClan border, and while Talonblaze would agree with that, she doesn't want her apprentice getting herself hurt. Smarty Pants is quite heartbroken after the death of Roachback, but he's hanging in there. He had an apprentice, Cloverpaw, to train after all, and focused all of his attention on that. Now that they're a warrior, Smarty Pants has had more time to himself and his thoughts, and isn't sure he really likes it. It's been lonely without Roachback to talk to. Next up is Rowan Stripe and his apprentice, Pelican Paw. Pelican Kit was actually a surprise, born to Mocha Crawl at the very start of the year with a father in Tangle Clan that she doesn't know about. After her mother's death, Pelican Kit was taken in by Beans, and now apprentice to Rowan Stripe is determined to make her mother proud in StarClan. Rowan Stripe couldn't be more proud of his sister, Reef Star, and her new position, though he regrets the heartbreak that led to it. He's been trying to advise her the best he can, but she's been distant and focused on other things. Sprucefoot's been chillin', to be honest. She'd been a mentor to Drippaw and defended her apprentice during the attack, and by the end of the year when they were made a warrior, she was proud as could be. And the elephant in the room goes to the young warrior, Needlehope. Minnow Clover's mentorship actually had a great influence on Needlepaw. She grew closer with her mentor and realized her mother was wrong, but by then it was too late. She watched as Minnow Clover was killed, and when Stump Freckle was banished, Needlepaw cursed her out in front of the rest of the clan. Stump Freckle and Jackal Spots were shocked and furious at her turn, but Needlepaw knew which path she had to choose. Reef Star named her Needlehope, for the bright future she could usher, and the hope she could bring in such a dark time. A trio of new warriors, Mothbloom, Cloverbubble, and Mink Splash, are all doing well. Mink Splash had been apprenticed to Stump Freckle and was horrified to find her mentor to train her clan, and Tony Pelt finished her training after Stump Freckle's banishment. Mothbloom as well grieves her mentor, Wormfall, and his training was finished by Pop Ash. All three warriors are hard at work helping their clan to recover, and can't wait to get some revenge against Dune Clan. The youngest of the warriors, Dripspots, Fluffy Spirit, and Green Days, are just as eager to get back at Dune Clan for what they did. They've actually been sneaking out of camp to scout their enemy's territory lately, and plotting with the other young warriors to get their revenge, with or without their new leader's permission. And into the nursery, Beans is back with another litter of kits. She's quite sad over the death of her friend Mocha Crawl, but she's been trying to focus on the new life in the clan and moving forward. Her trio of kits are certainly more of a powerful without the help though, and she can't wait for them to be apprenticed. Lastly, our only elder now is Basil Fur. She's had it rough this year. With one Dapple still missing, Talonblaze is her only family left now, and she's become more reserved and angry than ever. She's been determined to go out and kill Badgerstar for what she did, but her clanmates have forced her to stay in camp, and she has to admit she doesn't want to leave Talonblaze alone in the world. For now, she's holding her claws back, but the first chance she gets, Basil is more than ready to take down Badgerstar. And that's it for MarshClan's 6th year. I told you it was a lot. I'm honestly shocked the game chose Reefheart to be leader instead of, say, Gibby Eye or Tony Pelt, but I kinda like how it turned out this way. I feel so bad for Basil Fur and Talonblaze, though. They really are the last of their family unless one Dapple finds her way home. Needlehope's turn was also a shocker, honestly. She was made into a warrior named Needlehope without any more bloodlust, and it was just too perfect to ignore. So, what did y'all think of this crazy year? How do you think next year might go? Will Badgerstar's reign of terror finally come to an end? Subscribe to find out, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.